relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. When an object is being pushed or pulled, there's a force which is applied, and this force is measured in Newton. Okay, so let's take for instance, we have this person here pushing this object here, and this other person which is pushing this object, and this other person also here pulling this object to this direction here, which is pulling. Okay, that's what I mean here. When an object is being pushed or pulled, there's a force. So for this object to start moving here, that means there's a force which is applied to it. And like I said, we are looking at the relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. Because here there's a force which this person is applying to this object, and this object has got a mass, and this object, when it starts moving, going to this direction, that means there's an acceleration. Okay, so now we are going to look at the effects of pushing and pulling an object. So first effects are the result. Okay, so the first effect is that to cause a change in the motion of an object. What do I mean by this? To cause a change in the motion of an object. So that means when a person is pushing this object here, which is pushing, that means that there's a change in motion for this object to start moving. Okay, so we are going to look into another effect, which is to cause a change in the shape of an object. So what do I mean by saying to cause a change in the shape of objects? So let's take for instance, we have a person here is pushing this object, and this object has resisted to move, so that means object will just change the shape, and this shape which has changed, it is deformation. Okay, and this changes here, you can't see by using your naked eyes. It can either change only by sight, dimension of this shape can change when this person is pushing this object, and this object is resisting. When this object is resisting to move, that means this object will be deformed. Newton's law of motion comes in. Okay, so in which we are going to introduce the first law. State that an object remains at rest or continue to move unless an external force is applied. So when the object is at least, that means it will remain stationary. Not until this person tries to pull this object. That's when it will start moving. And also when this object is moving, that means for you to stop this object, that means there's a force. Which person is applying. Okay, so now let's move on to second law. Second law state that second law of motion state that an acceleration of an object acted upon by external force proportion force and in the same direction. It said that an acceleration of an object acted upon by external force is proportional to the force and in the same. So in the second law, that's where this formula comes in. Force is equals to mass times acceleration. This is where a relationship between force, mass and acceleration comes from. Okay, third law of Newton's motion. Okay, third law of motion, of Newton's motion, it says that to every force there is an equal or opposite reacting force. Okay, so this law simply means that to every force, this is a person here pushing this object. To every force, when this person is pushing this object to this direction, that means there's a force also. There's a force of friction. There's a force of friction on this surface area, which is holding this object for it not to start moving. Okay. E.g., one of the examples, we are told to calculate the force needed to accelerate this boat, which has a mass of 20 tons, from the least speed of 21.6 km per hour in 10 minutes. So what you have to do here for solution, you have to write data tests, what you have been given, have an idea where to start from. So we have the mass, which is 20 ton. This is the mass, 20 ton. So you have to convert this 20 ton into kg, which you are going to multiply by 1000 grams, which should be equals to 20,000 kg. And it has got the speed of, this is the velocity. Velocity it is 21.6 km per hour. And remember that velocity is measured in meters per second. So we have to convert this 21.6 km per hour into meters per second. So how do we do this? We all know that where there's k here, where there's kilo, it is made up of 10 power 3. So we are going to substitute where this k with 10 power 3. So we're going to say V equals to 1.6. Where this kilo, you substitute with 10 power 3. Then divided by this hour, it is 60 minutes times 60 seconds. Okay, in which velocity to be equals to, when you multiply 21.6 times 10 power 3, you are going to have 21.60 2 zeros. Because of this decimal, so we are going to remain with 2 zeros here. Then you divide by 3600. 60 times 60, which is 3600. Then you divide throughout by 3600. So in which you are going to have velocity as a 6 into 216. You are going to have 6 meters per second. So that's our velocity. Find the force. And we have 10 minutes. And remember that velocity is meters per second. So this 10 minutes, we have to convert it into seconds. So we are going to say 10 minutes times 60 seconds, in which you are going to have 600 seconds. So for you to find the force which they needed there to accelerate the boat, which has got a mass of 20 ton, which is approximate to 20,000 kg. So you have to find the acceleration first by using linear motion equation. Okay, so we're going to say velocity, it is equals to u plus at. How did we come up with this formula? Because with the data which we have been given, we have velocity, which is 6 meters per second, and initial, it starts from least, which is 0, and acceleration we don't have, that's what we are looking for, and time it is hundreds second. So we are going to substitute where this velocity we have 6, which should be equals to 0 here at least because that's both when started accelerating, start from least to this speed here. Okay, so acceleration, that's what we are looking for, any times 600 seconds, in which you're going to have acceleration times 600, you're going to have 600 which will be equals to 6, then divide throughout by 600 by 600, in which 6 here 1, 6 here 1, so you're going to remain with the 1 over 100 meter per second squared. Okay, so if you want you can divide, but here our acceleration can be 0 point, because 100 into 1, which is 0, you put 0 here, then 100 into 10, which is 0, then you add another 0, 100 into 100, which is 1, so that will be 0.01. Okay, this is our acceleration. So since we have found the value of acceleration, so now we can find force by saying force is equals to mass times acceleration. Okay, in which force it is equals to mass times acceleration, in which mass we have 20, don't take 20 ton, take the kgs, because mass is measured in kg. Okay, that's the required unit when you are dealing with force to be equals to mass times acceleration. Okay, so 20,000 kg, and time was, instead of me using this one 0.01, I'm going to use 1 over 100 for me to calculate this value easy, which we're going to divide these zeros, 2 zeros goes with 2 zeros here, in which we remain with the 200 Newton. This is the force which they required for. Okay, this is where we end. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that next time you miss the